Oh, we're live. Hey, y'all. What's up? Welcome to Vixen After Dark. Thank you so much for saying tuned in, tapped in, and turned on. Thanks for waiting, guys. Sorry, I took a second. Cat duties. Cat duties on deck. You guys, I'm so excited for today's video. Let me get some water for you. Sorry. I'm going through water so fast. I just refilled it. And it's only 2 o'clock. I better not flood myself with too much water. What's up, guys? Welcome to Vixen After Dark. Thank you so much for staying tuned in, tapped in, and turned on. I'm your host today, Letitia Yolfo. If you guys have not already joined the fam, please make sure you go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Click the bell right next to it. Dink! That way you guys are notified every time I go live. So today I wanted to discuss, because you guys know I have a little handy dandy since July is going crazy. I made a little guide for us, right? Okay, to be of service to you guys, to let you know what's playing out. So today we have the North Node is moving into Aries, which means the South Node will be in Libra. This is very important. So you want to stay tuned in time to turn on to this video, okay? You guys can also call North Node, South Node, Rahu for North Node, K2 for South Node. All right, so let's get started. If you guys are new here, you guys know where to find me, VixenAfterDark.com. I'm also adding more additional services, so give me a little bit of time, because you know me, I like to create cute little thumbnails and stuff like that. So that way it's very clear, and a little description on what you're getting within whatever service that is. So that is being updated, so be on the lookout. And also you can check me out on social media handles, all that jazzy stuff. I haven't really been into social media, like personally speaking. Like, I don't know, I just kind of been like, yeah. I've been more like offline per se, but I'm here. That's where you can find me, Vixen After Dark. You know what I'm saying? Either living life outside or, you know, being of service to one of you guys, right? So, that's where you have that. Also, if you guys are new, I always do timestamps. That way you guys can skip through parts of the video, and I will let you know what we will be discussing for today. This is a video you want to stay tuned into, because I'm going to tell you how to activate your North Node. This is one of the questions that I also got on the questionnaire. Link is in the bio on my Instagram if you guys want to ask questions about anything. So instead of putting it on my other channel, Letitia TV, I want to put it on this channel. So what we're going to be discussing today, I'm going to educate you on, that way we can kind of get a clear perspective. I'm going to you know how I like to relate things to real life, or make it simple for you to understand. When you're reading your own natal chart, about when it comes to North Node and South Node energies, okay? So we'll talk about that, what the North Node is, what the South Node is, the negative and the positive. You know, I'm going to give you the good and the bad, as always, right? And then also, what am I talking about here? I have my little notes here. Because, you know, I can go off task real easy. What else? I'll give you an example too, because I don't want you guys to get lost in the sauce here. So I'll give you an example. Also, what this will mean for us on a collective scale. But when it comes to North Node and South Node, you want to make sure you download your own natal chart to know what house it's transiting in for you during this particular time. Okay? But of course, I'll give the collective energy. Let's see here. You know what? I'll talk about too if you have your lunar return in there, and then I'll give you a major how to activate it, of course, in detail, and then I'm going to go through the rising signs. I want to go through the rising signs. Make sure you know your rising sign, because I actually took a little bit of time and I wanted to provoke questions, because North Node is where we need to be walking in, right? To gain new experiences or new journey of life, right? So I wanted to ask you personally some questions. You don't have to answer them, you know, if you're live with me, but it's just for you to write down that you can think of for yourself, and also to give you a couple of, you know, how to move forward with this energy and a couple of ideals as far as creative endeavors. So I'll do that. What else? I think that's it. Oh, wait. And then I'm going to do the wheel. And I figured it would be, since we're talking about lunar nodes, I want to use our Moonology deck today. I think that would be dope. That way we can go into, let me write this down before I forget. So let me do all signs. And then I'll give a card for all signs or whatever comes out for you at the end of the video. Okay. Okay. So let's kind of get started, guys. Let's get started. Hopefully you got your coffee, tea, whatever you need. Let me move this over here. So let's get started. So, like I said, so what is North Node? What's going on right now? North Node, South Node. So you probably hear a lot of people talking about it. Today is July 12th at the time that you're watching this video. I have the charts pulled up here. North Node is now in Aries, okay? And the opposite sign of Aries is Libra, just so that you're aware. So for, I wish I could show you. Let me see if I can bring this. Let me see if I can. I should have did this on Zoom, actually. You know what? I'm gonna start doing videos on Zoom so I can, when I do pieces, I can just like pinpoint to what I'm talking about. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see. Let me let's zoom. So the North Node is gonna look like that little U upside down with the little bubbles. Can you guys see that? And it's in Aries right now. The North Node in your own chart is gonna be somewhere else. It'll probably show, do like a transit chart. It'll show your stuff inside, and then it'll show the transits, like what's going on now and where it'll be stationed in your houses. So right now it's in Aries, and North Node is always going to be direct opposite sign of that zodiac. So boom, here goes the South Node in Libra right now, okay? So this is happening, guys. This is important because North Node hasn't been in Aries since November of 2004. God damn, it's almost like 10 years. And it's going to stay in this sign until January 25th of 2025. So this is really important for us to know. Pretty much think of this as having the acceptance of all the difficulties in life, meaning the things that are hard and difficult for you to do, this is what you want to embark on. Because South Node is where you're comfortable, but I'm going to get into all of that. Okay, so your North Node, your true node, everyone will call it that too, are your choices, your future, your new experiences. Your South Node, on the other hand, is pretty much your karma, your past, whatever gifts, talents, and experiences that you're coming here with now. Okay, that's your comfy comfort zone, what's familiar to you. Okay, what you're already, think of what you already came here with, equipped with in your toolbox, you know, in your backpack, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so really, let's check it out. Let's really tap in. Okay, let's really tap in. So knowing that we know the North Node is the destination that we want to go to. This is where we're striving to go. This is where we're heading towards, okay? So this is our life lessons. What are you striving for in life? Pretty much for the most part, right? We all have some place we want to go, or a person that we want to become, or a legacy that we want to build, you know, all of those things, okay? So, you know, trying to find our soul purpose, right? So that's pretty much the name of the game. This is where we need to be putting the work in so that we can allow ourselves to grow, right? And move forward, upward, onward. I always talk about that, okay? So this is where we really have to put in the work. Think of what is your personal mission right now in life, okay? You know, think of it as like a neighborhood. Like, what street do you want to navigate? What cities and worlds do you want to go to? And when you're doing that and you're navigating, You're gonna tap into some unfamiliar places, unfamiliar faces. This is where fear and doubt can kind of kick in because you don't know what's gonna happen when you turn the block, right? I don't know about y'all, but when I grew up back in the day, there's certain neighborhoods you wouldn't want to go to because of maybe the colors that they were wearing, or because they had that, you know, that block on, you know, like they held up that block. You know, it's like a one way in, one way out. You only want to go in there if you know somebody type of thing. So this is kind of how like north node energy, right? So if you going down a block and nobody knows you, you don't even know nobody there, people are gonna be looking at you funny. You don't know what's gonna happen. So this is where fear and doubt kind of kick in. This is what gets your blood pumping, right? So that's north node energy. Anything that feels like you're just scared to do it, you don't know what's gonna happen, it's unknown, it's unannounced, that's north node energy. This is where we need to be going. Most of the time we're all living in our south node because it's comfortable. We know what's going to happen if we play our cards right and play our part in whatever aspect of life. We know what's kind of going to happen in that sense, right? So north node is tapping into those unexpected circumstances, unexpected experiences in life without knowing how to handle it, okay? It's kind of all about stepping into new worlds. Think of it as like, if we're looking at a map, like new worlds, new countries, new cities, you know, traveling into different realms, I would say, aka whatever, just embracing all of that. And this is going to be what's good for your mind, body, and your spirit to do all of these new things, okay? So the negative side to this, like I said, when you're walking down the block, you don't know what's going to happen. And this is where many people will resist the change. They'll resist walking forward into the neighborhood, right? So you have to look at it like that. This is where you may not want to go back down that street. You're going to tell your friend, like, yeah, don't bring me next time in there. I don't know about that. They was looking at me kind of funny, okay? So this is where some people may not want to step out of their comfort zone. They don't want to get challenged. They don't want to have new experiences. They don't want to try new things. You know, and this is what holds us back from growing. This is what holds us back from learning life, from learning people, from learning anything in the world, okay? You know, people go to the extremes, you know. I feel like when people get too obsessed with north node energy, you know, being all independent and doing their own thing, some people might end up kind of going overboard as well. You know what I'm saying? You can also be too impulsive, too aggressive, taking on too many risks, and not looking at low-key, maybe like utilizing your discernment, or you know, it's just like being aloof in a sense. Like you're just doing too many. I'm not trying to tell you to jump off a ledge, but, you know, maybe have intent when doing it. Like, okay, this looks like, you know that show? Damn, I'm probably too old, but there used to be this show where these guys used to do all these dumb things and record it on MTV. It was so funny. I forgot their name. But it's like, and then they just didn't care about any consequences that happened to them. So on the other token of that, you want to have intent. So this would look like, you know, actually planning a trip, you know, with your friends and lovers and saying, hey, I want to do something I've never done before. I want to go zip lining, you know, I actually do want to jump off an airplane. Let's schedule it out. You know what I'm saying? You put intention behind that to gain that new experiences, to let go of that fear and saying that you conquered it. This is checked off your bucket list, versus the other way, you just doing things sporadically and just doing it just because, and there's no purpose behind it. So there's that as well. You can also have unrealistic expectations when it comes to the north node, okay? So what does this look like? You know, you can expect, you walk into a situation and you know what's going to happen. Like, for example, if you're walking down that street, everybody's wearing red, you're wearing blue, you expect people are going to look at you funny, but you don't care. You holding your ground, you wearing your color, right? So it's kind of like, it's like you might get frustrated because you think something might pop off, so you already have your guard up. You might be going overboard as far as how you're acting, responding, how you looking, you know, all the things, right? You might be creating a whole circumstance or something in your head, and that's what's going to create a square or an opposition for you when nobody was even looking at you. They might have gave you the side eye, but nobody did anything. So you can get frustrated when something doesn't happen, because it's like, oh, you ready to like pop off, but ain't nothing happening. You know what I'm saying? So things may not go as you want them to or how you expect them to go when you are in the North Node. So this looks like also adjacent possibilities. So when you are tapping into, you know, like you going into a new city, or you seen online, for example, let's say you traveled somewhere, you seen online, oh, this is a touristy spot and it's so nice and everyone's so welcoming. And then when you get there, you expect that to happen, but then yet you get shunned. They don't invite tourists. Everything's hard to get. Like, it's not all peaches and cream like how the little ad showed you online. Okay? But on the flip side to that, maybe you got welcomed in other ways. You know what I'm saying? So now let's talk a little bit about the South Node to understand that. Okay? Our South Node on the flip side, like I said earlier, it's where we're comfortable. This is where most people like to navigate, like to be. Now, it's okay sometimes when you're chilling in that North Node to kind of grab back to your tool bag or your backpack, your South Node energy, to kind of like feel things out and get situated again, to go vibrate back into the new energies or the new experience that you're having. I would say it's kind of like, you know, when you're cooking, grabbing all the ingredients that you know taste good and still seasoning it up, but it's still trying that new food at the same time. You know, like, oh, I brought my own hot sauce. I'll try it, but I brought my own hot sauce. My cousin does it all the time. It's so funny. But so on the flip side, so think of the South Node. It's like, you know how grandma, auntie, whatever, everybody knows where grandma's house is in the old neighborhood. Everybody used to go there. Everybody used to kick it there. So think of South Node as the old neighborhood. She's lived in that house for 20 years. Everybody like kicked it there. You know, you had your birthday there, fights, you name it, parties, everything happened at grandma's house. You learned everything. You probably learned more from grandma than your mommy and daddy. You know what I'm saying? If they probably weren't even in your life. So this is comfortable to you. This is your comfort zone. This is your hideout spot probably. This is your sanctuary. It's familiar to you. You know, this is, I would say, your habitual area of life. This is where all your habits come in. This is, you know, this could be your past experience, like aka your past lives that you probably had before you're here now. You know what I'm saying? So past experiences, anything that pretty much comes naturally to you, like what already just feels like you just know how to do. Like you feel like whatever it is that you came with, you know how some people, like you see kids on these talent shows and they can sing their ass off, right? They just like, where'd she get that voice from? It's a natural gift and talent that she came here with already. It just comes easy for her to do. You know what I'm saying? So just to give you a visual, right? So this is like, South Node is where, like I said, a lot of us like to chill, like to kick back in the South Node for the most part. Think of it as like, you know, when you download an app or something, it has like its own default mode, right? It already has something set up, and then you go in and you switch everything up to the way that you want it. South Node energy, okay? Default mode. So this is where you have all these qualities and things within you, and you could do it with no effort. You can look at it like that too. So with South Node, here's the deal. This is what can actually kind of hold you back, okay? You can get too stuck chilling at grandma's house, you know what I'm saying? And get back to doing everything the old ways or how grandma does it or whatever. This is like that comfy couch that you never want to get off of. You know, that's South Node energy. You feel safe. You know what's going to happen before it plays out, kind of a vibe. South Node energy, right? I'm just trying to give as many scenarios as possible so that you guys can get a visual. So now the negative side to the South Node energy is that you can get stuck in that comfort zone, right? a lot of people don't like change. Hence why you see many things maybe changing around you, but yet maybe sometimes you meet people and it's like, dang, you still doing the same thing? A lot of people don't like to change because they like to be what's comfortable. You know what I'm saying? They like to know that they getting this or that, or this is going to happen, this is going to play out this way, and yada yada, right? So some people do stay the same, which sucks because we should be evolving and growing, like as much as you can. Like as much as you possibly can, going upward and onward, right? So people might get too comfortable with what's familiar when chilling in the south node. So not wanting to break free from old patterns, behaviors, beliefs, don't want to try nothing new. This is that person that's always stubborn. This might be you, you just never want to do anything. Oh, look at the white bird. So, and this is what holds you back. This is what holds you back from growing. This is what holds you back from, moving into the north node, going forward with life. This is where, I know, for example, for me, I used to grow, when I went to, school in my younger days, since my parents were from the East Coast. So since my parents, or let's use my dad, because he influenced a lot of my street smarts, he would be so stuck in his old ways that gravitated towards me. So this could even be as little as old sayings, or the type of music he listened to, So me coming into this world, I was doing you would think I had an old soul. I was into deep stuff, you know what I mean? Before anybody kind of knew about it, everybody's bumping what was trendy, what was now. And I was coming up, I looked like the person coming up with new stuff. Really, I was just bumping old school sayings, doings, thoughts, patterns, beliefs from my parents. So just to give you a visual of that. So south node energy, the negative to this is see, there goes that repeating past things, repeating past mistakes, you know what I mean? So a lot of people could be repeating. This is why the word cycles come out. When you hear people saying, oh, you're repeating a cycle, or you don't want to go through another cycle again, you don't want to be in the hamster wheel of life, right? So, some people keep doing the same things over and over and over. And what do they say when you do that? That's insanity or something like that. So this is you being stuck in a loop. You know what I'm saying? Repeating past patterns, and then you not learning from them. It's kind of back in the day, if you probably look at your life, you probably went through a lot of the same situations repeatedly, but they had different characters, aka different people, different situations, but it still played out the same thing. You're like, why do I keep meeting these people? Or why does this keep happening to me? You're stuck in a loop, right? South node energy. Until you probably know better to do better as you got older or whatever, and you stopped out, you ended that cycle, right? So this is why we have to be in the north node, aka when people say we have to break the cycle, right? So the other negative side to this, like I was saying earlier, some people just resist the change. They don't want to grow. They want to stay stuck. So this is why a lot of baby boomers probably don't want to hear what you got to say as their kid or being younger than them, because they're stuck in their old ways because it works. They always say, what ain't broke, I ain't fixing it, right? It's that same energy. So South Node crew like sticking to what they know pretty much for the most part, resisting the change, playing it safe. The real growth really comes when you actually tap into the North Node energy and you embrace the new experiences and step out of your comfort zone. Okay, so that's just to give you a whole synopsis. So let's say, for example, if you want to write this down, just say South Node energy is what you've already experienced, and then North Node is what's unknown to you, pretty much for the most part. Okay. So now that North Node is going to go into Aries energy, I kind of want to talk about what the energy is going to feel like. Now, you can feel this energy because North Node is going to be in Aries. And now the way that it's going to affect you personally is if you look at your chart, do I have a chart wrong? And you can see what house it's playing in. Now, I'm not going to go through all the houses and signs. I have videos on that, guys, in my playlist. You can click on that. You can learn more about the zodiac signs and the houses. But that's how it'll specifically play out for you. And if you know you're rising today, I'm going to go through that later on what house it will be anyways. Just so you, for the sake of the video, because you guys don't always do that. So as a collective, for the next, year and a half or so, or whatever, we have to, with Aries energy, we have to think, it's a fire sign, right? So it's time to, we have to think of Aries traits. It's time to like step up, get out of fear. It's time to change. It's time to have courage. It's time to have the confidence. It's time to be fearless. Aries like to take risks, so we got to take risks now. You kind of see where we're going with this, right? So we have to be assertive. What else? You know, we have to just really believe in ourselves and continue to chase our dreams and go forward no matter what hurdles or what comes in our way, pretty much for the most part. You know, Aries is the Emperor card, which is like the leader. So you have to lead your life, aka be the main character in your life right now. So it's all about, you know, being authentic in your true self, your true nod, north nod. I like that there. I don't know, I just thought of that. So Aries, they don't follow people. They do their own thing. Message, right? So staying true to yourself, you know, tap into, you know, embracing you, the authentic you. Like, you know how we came down here with old patterns, morals, beliefs, values, all that stuff, and then we had to unlearn and relearn as we grew older, right? I don't do a lot of things that my dad taught me. I was saying earlier, do a lot of, you know, some things, you know, I might still do here and there, but for the most part, I'm like me, you know what I mean? Because that's just like a natural, that's my habitat, right? So we have to now be in this new version of ourselves, right? And really figure ourselves out. So embracing all of that, pretty much for the most part, expressing ourselves in a way that we never have before. And this is what's uncomfortable because we don't know how things are going to pop off. You know, for example, let's say you were raised Catholic and your mom told you can only wear skirts. You went to a Catholic school, whatever it looked like for you. And now as you got older, now you like got out of that. You know, you're not Catholic anymore. You don't even believe in that religion. And now you wear skirts because it's a part of, you know, the way you actually want to dress, or you probably hate skirts and wear jeans all the goddamn time. You know what I'm saying? Like that, just to give you a visual of what that looks like. So it's uncomfortable though, because you're like, oh, now my friends I grew up in school with, they're gonna look at me funny because I'm not Catholic anymore, and this is people bashing you because you're not Catholic, you're not religious, and probably even family members look at you funny. So these are all the things that we have to face. North Node energy, it's uncomfortable, but it's necessary. This is makes your soul feel good. Your spirit, it's good for you to do these things, even though it can be challenging. It could be, you know, gut-wrenching. You could cry. So a lot of crying and tears might be happening while North Node is in Aries, because if you're a person that you don't operate out of fear and you like to gain new experiences, some things might be a challenge, but it's okay. You can look back and it's like, boom, I did that. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be worth it in the end is what I'm saying. So this is where, you know, you can maybe inspire other people. If you have an inner fire desire within you and you're doing things that's uncomfortable for you, this is how you can shine your light and shine bright, and people probably look up to you doing the same thing. Like, dang, how'd they get up out the hood? Like, how did they get all these people? What did they do? Like, I want to know their recipe. Like, you know what I'm saying? So instead of looking at everybody else glowing up, why don't you make your own glow up? This is where Aries energy, this is why they're the initiators. They take initiative in their lives to do whatever. This is why they're so impulsive. So, you know, it's like they have this go-getter attitude. So we should all be having this go-getter attitude. And I'm not saying step on anybody to get there, but, you know, we can't sit around waiting for things to happen. Like, let's just be honest. I'm going to keep it a whole buck. You know what I mean? Like, we can't wait for somebody to just, like, do something for you. You got to do it for yourself. Whatever vision you have on your little vision board or whatever ideas you got going on, just get started. Make things happen. You know, take charge. You know what I'm saying? Whatever creative projects that you have going on for yourself, whatever it is that you want to tap into, like you got to really make it happen for yourself. So as a collective, this is how we should be being, aka being proactive, right? Taking action. Aries energy, right? So really think about that. What is the mark that you want to make in this world? Just for yourself. What is that? Especially if you have kids. Really think about that. So Aries, on the same token of that, being very powerful and just that go-getter, they're also very independent. So we all have to be independent within whatever it is that we have going on, right? Aries loves to be free. They love to do things on their own. They're not afraid to be, oh, I got this, I'm gonna take care of that, whatever. They're not afraid to do any of that. So you want to take on that energy and pull this energy, okay? It's time to really break free, guys, from the limitations. This is the time where it's like new things. It's whatever it is that you're tapping into, you never know. You might just be the next big thing. You know, as long as you're confident in whatever it is you're doing. You know, we have to just, I would say, take it as like, if now or never, if you haven't, get started now on this road to self-discovery. Really discover who you are. Because our whole lives, we were taught we had to go to school, you know, had this schedule of what, like 8 to 3, going to school, weekends off, learning all these extracurricular, whatever the have you, just to end up learning their systems and being a slave to the system and not being creative or being entrepreneurs or learning about credit, all the things that we need to know now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we gotta, like, everything's backwards. So we have to flip it around for ourselves now. And this is why this can be hard. And this is why people like to stay in the South, feeling comfortable on grandma's couch, because it's comfortable. You know, there's no fear there. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're good there, you know, and this is why you see those, a lot of people that don't really change and they kind of stay the same. Yeah, they got a job and whatever, you know. It's, you looking at them like, dang, all right, try, you still okay, like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't say that because that's them. But for you want to do something different. Hence why we, you know, some people still have friends from high school, some people don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, as you grow, this is why you lose people, places, and things along the way, because you want to gain new experiences and break free and cultivate your own path, right? So you have to be self-sufficient on this journey that you're on. You have to really help yourself. Like, and I always say, do your research, because now in this digital world, I don't know how many countless people I see online, just because they're celebrities or blue checkers, they're putting out wrong information. Like, you can literally go to TikTok University or Google University, whatever you want to call it, and really, like, do your own research on anything, and they're absolutely wrong. You know what I'm saying? But people will follow them because they have high numbers and they have a blue check and they're a celebrity and they're out doing red carpets and whatever have you. And it sucks and it's sad, but that's the world that we live in right now. And, you know, little gems behind the scenes like me, people that don't really have a lot of following and all that stuff, like, they're not going to probably listen because who is she? You know what I mean? But I'm just giving you like a big world perspective on this is how the society, this is the world we live in. So that's why it's important for you to do your own due diligence, okay, and look within you and discover who you are and what you believe and your morals, your, you know, what do you value, instead of copying somebody else. Like, tapping into your uniqueness, the way you dress, the way you talk, the way you speak. You know what I'm saying? So this is why this is really important, this video. I was actually really excited to do this. So instead of looking at people like how we used to, remember when we were younger, I know I used to have posters all on my wall of celebrities and singers. Like, I wanted to be like Beyonce, Aaliyah, TLC. I had all the little poster things from the magazines all over my wall. I had the microphone. I was recording myself, a little tape recorder, everything. I looked up to those people back in the day, right? So we all have people that we look up to. So in this day and age, though, we kind of see we see beyond the veil. We see now what everything's kind of really about, right? The truth has been revealed, honey. Like, I don't know if you've been stuck in a corner and haven't seen, it's not all about the blue checks and celebrities anymore, right? So it's good though to have healthy competition within yourself. So let's say, for example, you do want to have, you know, be able to wear what you want, go where you want, travel wherever, right? So you can look at it as wanting to find the ability to be able to emulate maybe a couple of those things from the people that you look after, but not actually wanting their life and doing exactly what they want to do. I don't think you want to manifest that. You don't want to manifest that, so be careful with what you're trying to manifest. But do this for yourself. So that, look at it as like a healthy competition. Look at it as someone that's motivating you. You know, this is why you probably have people that you look up to as far as like motivational speakers and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Like people that really dive into the details and you're like, yeah, I get it. You know what I mean? I resonate with this person. Boom, like this is what I want, you know, and it keeps you going. Motivation is temporary, so you got to make sure you're doing this at least every single day of your life for the most part, right? With rest in between. But healthy competition never hurt nobody. I love having healthy competition. I love someone that can really like make me think and like really like question everything that I'm doing. Someone that keeps me here. Those are the people that you want to listen to, or not follow, but you know, you just kind of need those kind of people in your corner so that you can grow together, especially if it's within, you know, family, friends, your circle, whatever your social circle is. You want to do that. You really need that for yourself, because you don't want to be kicking it with, you might not want to kick it Bob, Sally, and Jim anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because they're for your high school buddies. They're still doing the same thing. Yeah, it's cool. They got jobs and families now, but let's say you're on the road to entrepreneurship. The conversations are going to hit different. So this is why, you know, you got to kind of go towards the corner, gaining connections to where they're more like-minded like you. They're into the same things as you. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, excuse me. This is where you can receive constructive criticism. This is where you can tap into doing new things and seeing new faces, new places, and things of that nature. Motivate your damn self. You know what I'm saying? So, this could look like motivating yourself, like even, you know, when you tap into your creative spirit, this is you like going back and looking at what you did. You know, this is the journey of why when I used to vlog on my other channel, I wanted to see my own progress. I wanted to look at life like it's my own documentary that I'm putting out so that I can improve later on. You know what I'm saying? Like you can look at your life like that. Some people like their online photos and do things for online. It's kind of like having a nice album. You know, we all kind of got sucked into social media in a sense. So there's some form or fashion where you put yourself on social media. Started years ago. I'm just mad at myself that I started YouTube 14 years ago and I didn't take it serious. Oh, my life would have been so different. But here we are, right? So anyways, so this is where you need to be around people that uplift your spirit, that speak life into you, that challenge you, people that you can collab with, people that you can celebrate life with, people that you can share your wins with and not feel guilty, right? This is why it's so important to operate in the North Node. Let's talk about if you have like your lunar return, because you could have your North Node in Aries and your South Node in Libra, so you're having what's called a lunar return. Okay, so if you have a lunar return, this just means the moon is returning back to that sign, right? So in your chart, if you have North Node in Aries and South Node in Libra, this happens what? You know, you can have a lot of different themes and energies that are playing out that's going to be prominent for you all the way up until 2025. Okay, so remember, Aries is fiery and assertive kind of an energy. This can probably mean for you as far as like your passions, your emotions, and things of that nature. You're going to be a little bit more enthusiastic. This is going to be blown up for you. Okay, it's going to be very intense. A lot of things that may happen to you could be very vibrant during this time. You know, you might feel like an even stronger sense, like, okay, I know what I want to do. I'm going to take charge of my life. I'm going to be the main character, and I'm going to make things happen for myself this time. I'm really going to pursue my goals. I'm really going to go after this. I'm really going to make things happen. Pretty much. You're just going to carry on all of those traits, like I was saying earlier, like you're just going to be super extra, more assertive, more expressive, more tapping into your own needs, more of like, you might look like a person that's saying, you know what, this year I'm going to be selfish, you know what I mean, with my time, energy, and all of those things. Like, you really might take yourself seriously and really embrace yourself in a whole new fashion, pretty much for the most part. It's like you're going to be able to tackle challenges head on. It's kind of like, you know, you got your little warrior gear on and you're just going through whatever it is you need to do, like you're just ready to roll. Super action oriented, very independent kind of a vibe, and you're really going to discover new things about yourself. So I empower you, if you have North Node in Aries and South Node in Libra, to just focus on learning Aries energy, okay? Because this is the energy you need to be in. Incorporating that in. Not saying you need to be in Aries, but mixing that in with what your sun sign, moon, and rising already is, okay? Just look at it as adding the spices from the spice rack while you're seasoning your chicken, okay? In Libra, study the energy of Libra to know the comfort zones. Those are your comfort zones. This is when you can really check yourself to know if you're, okay, am I in North Node right now or am I in South Node? Like, am I being a little too comfortable, or am I, like, you know, tapping into what I'm supposed to be tapping into? That's how you can really, that's how I would say study it. Let me actually talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about this. If you guys want to know how to activate your, actually, let's just walk through it, okay? So, first of all, activating your North Node, you want to download your natal chart, of course, right? Now remember, we don't always have to, we don't need our natal charts, but remember, we came down here forgetting who the hell we are, right? And so all of these tools, I love tools. I'll use tools all day. Use it as a tool, because you can find this out just through experiencing life. You know, it just, your timeline might be a little different if you kind of use tools to figure things out now, right? So when you download your natal chart, first what you want to do, you want to look for those signs I was telling you. The Rahu and Ketu, North Node, South Node. You'll see it on your chart when you download it, but it's going to look like those upside down U and then like a regular U, okay? So you'll want to look for that, right? So know where it's placed, okay? Know where it's exactly placed in your chart. Second thing I would do is look to see what sign it is, right? You want to know the element of that sign. Is it fire? Is it water? Is it air? Is it earth? You also want to know the modality of that sign, okay? Is it cardinal? Is it fixed? Is it mutable? Okay, so write all of these things down when you're doing this. You also want to look to see what house, your snapshot of your natal chart, what house it's in for you, okay? So make sure you write it down nice and clear, because you'll want to refer back to these things to go dive more into the details individually of what all of that, you know, means for yourself. But let's just keep it simple right now. So we found out where North Node and South Node is. We found out what sign it is. We found out what house it's in, right? So let me give you an example. So let's say, for example, you have your North Node in Aries, right? Since we're doing Aries sign, let's put it together. Let's say you have Aries and it came out to be in your second house, okay? So we all know second house is things that we value. This is the house of values, material possessions, ideals, finances, what else? How we can just be successful, right? So putting that together, that's saying in this lifetime, you need to focus on stepping up and being assertive with your values, or how you value yourself, and also your financial stability and your, you know, your finances in any kind of form or fashion of, you know, under that umbrella of finances. So that's what you need to be working on for this next year and a half or whatever, okay? Just so that you know how to mix the energies when you're reading your own chart. And you'll know when you're in your, so if Aries is opposite of Libra, right? On the scale, right? Can you guys see that? So you got to think of the opposite sign of Libra. So we're going bing, bing, right? So this is your comfort zone, right? So since Libra's opposite of Aries, this is going to be your comfort zone. So how do you know if your north node, if you're activating or walking in your north node? Well, let's learn Libra, right? So this is why it's important to know both zodiac signs, to know the energy. You want it because you want to leave the old stuff behind and operate in your true node, okay? The Libra energy is going to show your past patterns, behaviors, and things of that nature, right? And if it's in your, so let's say Aries was in your second house, what's opposite of that? Eighth house, right? So Libra would be in the eighth house, okay? But let's talk about Libra energy first before I dive deep into that. So let's look at Libra energy. So what does this look like? You could have been in your past life, you came in as like, maybe you do a lot of people pleasing now. South node energy. You prioritize everybody else in your life besides your own. You know, you worry about taking care of everyone else and you put yourself on the back burner. If you know you've been doing this in your life, you know you're in your south node, okay? Maybe you deal with lots of conflict, like you bring up, or you try to avoid conflict, I should say. Libras don't like conflict. You avoid conflict in your life by making decisions based on what makes other people feel happy. So it's like you've probably been doing things that make other people feel good despite if it hurts you or pisses you off. You just want everything to be copacetic. South node energy. Libra rules relationships, right? So and it being in the eighth house of intimate relationships, if you past, you probably been a person when you're in these intimate relationships, you put them first instead of yourself. It's like you always got the short end of the stick. Why? Because you put yourself in that position. You cared more about what this person thinks and making sure they're good without making yourself good. You probably also didn't have your own identity in maybe some of your old relationships. Like really look back at this and you can really peep game on how a lot of us grew up really chilling in the south node. Okay, so I'm just giving you an example here. So this is Libra energy. Because Libra energy, you could have been very codependent upon others. Because Libra likes people, like talk to people and everything like that. You could have kept the wrong people around your circle. This is you like buying people's love or buying their attention or affection. Like you would always be the person that would, fork up like, hey, I got you. Yeah, I'm gonna buy that. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna do that. Whatever. Just come through. And then a lot of people probably took advantage of you. So these are all the things that you want to get away from as far as south node energy. You could have relied heavily on a lot of people too to do things for you in your past. This is like south node, like Libras love to be validated by other people. They love to be like, get the opinion of other people. Like, is this okay? Can I do this? What you think of that? What you think of that? You know what I mean? Like, so a lot of like validation outside of yourself and maybe not even knowing your self-worth. You know what I'm saying? So Libras are very indecisive too. So if you're a person that you can never decide, it's like, hey, where you want to go? You're like, I don't know, I don't care, whatever. Like that was always you, like, you know what I'm saying? So this is how you can recognize whatever zodiac is in the south node. This is how you can recognize, oh damn, I'm chilling in my south node. You know what I mean? So here goes Libra energy if you have south node Libra. What else? Libra always kind of like weighs out the pros and cons of everything before they even make a decision. That's what makes them indecisive. So anyways, that's like analysis paralysis stuff. So recognize those old ways, aka your south node energy, zodiac, whatever's there. Recognizing those old ways and knowing what you need to let go of. So all of those things I mentioned, you need to do the opposite of that, right? This is how you get out of your comfort zone. First, starting there. I always say start there, because when you recognize you could be slipping and falling. What's that song? I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. Oh, recipes DMX. I don't know why that just came to my head. But if you recognize all of the traits of that zodiac in that in the south node, and think of all the, like, I would say the lower octave energy of that, the negative energy, you know that you're chilling in there. You know what I'm saying? Flip that, turn it positive for yourself to go more towards your north node energy. Now let me talk about, 8th house, right? So since if your north node is in Aries, 2nd house, the opposite of that is 8th house, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but it should be 8th house. Because it doesn't display the houses on here. Yeah, I think it's 8th house in Libra, right? So since Libra was in the 8th house south node, so we know 8th house is intimate connections. This is your, it could be intimate connections. And this is your house of destiny, though. This is your house of transformation. This is house of going deep within, right? This is a Scorpio house. So if Libra's there in your south node, that's that energy of why I said you could be very dependent upon your connections in an emotional way, because it's a water house, right? This is why the elements matter. You could have looked for them for even financial support too, because 8th house also deals with assets. So now for yourself, you want to take initiative, Aries energy, and get the money for yourself without depending on nobody else. Independence. You see how this makes sense now? So like I said earlier, you're like avoiding confrontations, in every aspect of life as far as your relationships go, intimate ones. So now in this life, for north node energy, pretty much think about it as you just want to dive into the areas where it feels uncomfortable, and it's it's gone. You want to dive into the areas that feel uncomfortable, that's very difficult for you. That's where you want to operate. And that's why people get scared and have fear and doubt, because they don't know what's going to happen. And this is just life, because we've been programmed, in such a way. Golly. You want to dive deep into areas where you can grow, your north node. Like, for example, this looks like, so for me, I'll put myself as an example. I know my whole life, I hated speech class. I hated presenting to the world. My eyes would water. I would sweat. I would mumble. I would say the word or I still kind of say but whatever. I would hide from the world. So I forced myself to do the opposite, north node energy. What did I do? I started going live I went to YouTube first. YouTube's always been my first. And then I went to Facebook lives. Man, you don't know how uncomfortable I was to do that. And then here go years later, I'm like over a decade, 2 decades in, and I'm here, but I'm doing it more relaxed and more comfortable and everything like that. But I'm still doing new things too, because it could be the information that I'm bringing is new. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still always operating in north node. Once I get something down, then I add something new to the list that's uncomfortable, so I can conquer that. I just keep going and going and going. Anyways, just to give you a visual, right? So do some research onto the signs, okay? North node and south node energy, whatever zodiac's there. Really embrace those qualities in your north node zodiac. The qualities. Notice I said qualities. I'm not saying to be that zodiac sign, but the qualities of that sign in your north node, okay? And then you want to know the south node qualities of that zodiac so you can spot the patterns, okay? You don't want to be repeating cycles, right? So this is where, what's the word I'm looking for? Reoccurring challenges, come from your south node energy. So we have to recognize that you have to make conscious choices in order to really break free from those old habits that you have. What are some ways that you can do that? Okay, what are some ways to help us get out of south node energy? Well, once you learn the energy of your north node, whatever zodiac is there, you want to set specific goals that align with those north node qualities, aka zodiac, okay? And whatever themes that play out within that zodiac sign. As I just gave you an example with how I broke down Libra, okay? And how I broke down Aries energy. This is why it's important to know these things. And then you can turn those, oh, damn fly again. I should have closed the door. This is how you can break them down into actionable steps and work towards them. So let's say, for example, you're a codependent energy right now. You know you need to be independent in some form or fashion. Well, find ways on how you can become independent and put that on your goal sheet or whatever. Whatever that looks like for you in your daily living activities. Okay? Another thing is you need to check yourself before you wreck yourself, aka you need to pay attention to your thoughts. You need to pay attention to your actions. This is why I always tell you guys to master your own energy, okay? Knowing what's coming from you versus you picking up on other people's energy. Pay attention to how you're feeling, your body language, okay? These are all very tall telling signs. Even your health is included in that. You can make yourself sick based off of whatever you're tapping into with your mind. So notice how you're acting. Notice when you're acting in alignment with north node energy, and when you might fall back into south node energy, which is those old patterns, behaviors that are associated with that south node zodiac. Okay, hopefully this is making sense. So if we comment down below 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, if this is making sense. That way, this is important when you're self-aware. A lot of people are unaware of the things that they be doing. It's crazy. So when you're aware of these things, you can course correct yourself in the moment. I'm saying like even in mid-sentence or in mid-action, you know, you could be recognizing like or saying something, you're doing something, and then you kind of shake your head. It's that little, it's not like, oh wait, I'm tripping. You know, it's one of those moments. You're course correcting yourself, okay? That way you can make more conscious choices to be operating more in your north node energy. And this is where you can grow, okay? So I say take action, everybody. Know what your north node is all about, pretty much for the most part, and put in the work to really learn these zodiacs. I have videos on those, just like quick ones too, like just quick, like just to know a little bit of their energy real quick, you know what I mean? But you can dive deeper. I would dive deep into knowing, especially north node, south node. I'm like so obsessed with north node, south node energy. Because I want to make sure, am I being too comfortable right now? Or am I like, you know what I'm saying? So it's important, I think, for all of us, okay? Especially if you want to be somebody in this world. You want to put your stamp on the world. Like, do you smell it? Do you smell a success? Like, so I think that's very important, you guys. So step out of your comfort zone, activate your north node. Oh, and you also want to know the house placement too, learning the houses. Okay, quick little run. I did houses too, like quick little rundown. But dive deep into the houses though. You don't want just like the surface level meaning of the houses. Like dive really deep. That way you know the energies, especially when it comes to north node, what you need to be operating in, right? I'm gonna go through the risings really quick, just to give you kind of like I put time into provoking and asking you questions based on your rising sign and where the north node will be shifting for you during this time. Because remember, we all came down here with our snapshot on, like, for example, if you, like I said earlier, if you had a north node in Aries and your south node was in Libra, you know, happy lunar node return. But if not, you could have came with a different sign, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could have been Gemini and then south node Sag or something like that, right? But during this transit of it being in Aries, it's going to play out now. It's going to move houses. That's all it's doing. It's just moving a house, Okay, so in your natal chart, it's just going to a different house right now. So, for example, what's your rising? So Aries Rising, this is going to be in your first house. Taurus Rising, this is your 12th house. Gemini Rising is going to be in your 11th house. Cancer Rising, your 10th house. Leo Rising, 9th. Virgo Rising, 8th. Libra Rising, 7th. Scorpio Rising, 6th. Sag, 5th. Capricorn Rising, 4th house. And then Aquarius Rising, 3rd. Pisces Rising, 2nd. Okay? That way we kind of get that out there right now. That way you can listen to these questions. You can write these questions down. You can answer them at a later time. And I can give you a little bit of creative ideas on what you could be doing while it's going to be chilling here until 2025. Okay? So cute little questions. I'm kind of excited to ask you guys. So Aries Rising, since this is going to be in your first house. So first house energies is all about self, right? So how are you going to really show the world the real you during this time, okay? How are you going to take charge of your own life during this season that North Node is going to be chilling in Aries, okay? You know, what new things can you start for yourself? How can you bring excitement into the world, and how can you bring in some new passion into your world during this time as well? You know, you could be in first house energy until 2025. Maybe you might be into personal branding, a motivational speaker, you know, you could be a life coach, whatever. So it being in your first house, you want to like be in the driver's seat, be that leader, take risks, empower yourself so you can empower other people. Bring that out within you. You have to trust your gut, you have to trust your intuition. You know, be confident in the things that you're carrying out when you're expressing yourself too, and going after what you want. What sets your soul on fire? You know, what do you really desire? Like, what lights a fire under your butt to get things going? You know what I'm saying? So pretty much ask yourself those questions. Okay. Taurus Rising. So Taurus Rising, you're in the 12th house. Okay, this is a Pisces house. This is more of your subconscious. So where can you find inner peace and connect with something that's bigger than you right now? Like you connecting with your higher self at this time, okay? What do you also need to let go of, hey kids, in order to transform and grow into a better version of you? So you might have you might just tap into a whole spiritual awakening. I don't know. This is just all about you growing and becoming a better version of yourself. So in this 12th house energy, what do you think I'm going to say about creative stuff? Well, you might go into a whole spiritual ayahuasca retreat or something like that as a Pisces rising. You might need a spiritual hideout, okay? You might go to holistic healing or into holistic wellness during this time. Let's say if like, you know, you're worried about your health and stuff like that, you might just learn better ways on how to heal yourself versus going, you know what I'm saying? You might even be a practitioner, or you might be like a shaman or something like that, or like a mindful coach or something like that. So I would say just when it's in your 12th house, move forward with spiritual practices. You know what I'm saying? Reflect on your inner self, because it's 12th house energy, and really dive into like the mysterious parts of what's going on in your mind, and release, please, what no longer serves you, right? We don't want to operate in the comfort zone, and embrace your own personal growth and change, okay? Gemini Rising. So Gemini Rising, we know this is going to be in your 11th house. So some North Node questions for you. How can you really expand your current cycle with new friendships to where you can make a positive impact for yourself and other people, okay? You might want to, this is where you might want to ditch, you know, your old circle and find some new people. Whoever you've been hanging with before, you might want to switch that up. You need your own set of people that get you, that are into what you got going on. So what changes can you make to connect with those like-minded people and collaborate and have meaningful projects and networking, okay? Are these people adding, you know, to the seasoning of you flavoring your chicken? As far as AKA, are they adding on to whatever goals, dreams, you know, wishes that you have for yourself? Because that's 11th house energy. So you could even become like, are you, you know, I know some people don't like this word, but social media influencer, like something that you do, probably you can grab the attention. Like this is you, I'm just throwing a wrench out there with that one, but these are the times that we're in digital world. So you can just even keep it as simple as content creator when it's in this 11th house, you know, some type of, maybe you can tap into something, doing something with the community. You could even do like build websites for people. I don't know, you could even be an event planner, you know what I'm saying? Just to like kind of spark you going forward. So I would say just embrace being very curious, being very open-minded, hearing different perspectives. You may not have to agree with everybody. You know, just connect with like-minded people, tap into activities within your community that go towards whatever goals and things that you have going for yourself. Like make it make sense, you know, join forces with people that are into the same things that you are, pretty much for the most part, same like, same interests, and you guys share all of those things. Okay. Cancer rising. Cancer, this is gonna be in the boom bam pow bag house for you, 10th house, right? So if you're a Cancer rising, you probably already feel this energy. So some questions I have for you. So how can you build a fulfilling career that leaves your mark in this world? Okay, these are the things you should be asking yourself. What do you want to be known for exactly, since it's in your 10th house? Are you working on something already? Do you have like a specific title of the person that you want to become or be? Or you just want to be a jack of all trades? Like, what are we doing here? So what changes can you establish right now at this time, this day and age, so that you can build a grand image for yourself, like a positive, strong reputation, because that's 10th house energy, and feel accomplished in your professional life? Okay, so ask yourself these things. What legacy do you want to leave behind? I always say, especially if you have kids. You could be, you know, because Capricorn rules 10th house energy. So if you're Cancer rising, it's in 10th house. You could be like, you could be a professional organizer, an event coordinator, interior designer. You know, you can really think of these things. Something that's front center stage where people can look to you. You know what I'm saying? And look at how I did. You see all the words, designer, coordinator, or organizer. Those are like the top tier. Like, so you being something in the top tier aspect of it. Like you being at the top, and then you might have employees or people that work for you. You know what I'm saying? So really set your sights on the long term right now. Follow your passions, dreams, goals, aspirations, whatever it is for you. I feel like you're going to be striving for lots of recognition and praise during this time as well. Just make sure it's from the right people, because this is the field of success for you. 10th house energy, right? Leo rising. So Leo rising, this is going to be in your 9th house, okay? So questions for you about north node, how to activate. So how can you broaden your horizons and grow as an individual? I really think of the big picture here, okay? What changes can you make? You may need to explore. You might need to learn about different cultures. You know, you might need to change some old beliefs and gain some new ones. You might need to learn a couple of new philosophies that's going on in life. You might need to tap into some higher wisdom knowledge or something like that, some higher knowledge, and turn it into wisdom. Okay, so this looks like 9th house energy too, is like traveling. So Leo rising, you guys could be, shit. You could be like a travel blogger, or, you know, you could be like an adventurous tour guide or something crazy, like, but even like you could be a motivational speaker or motivational writer. Write that book, honey. Okay. So just really embrace the adventures of ninth house energy. Ninth house energy, remember, it's a Sag house, so it's all about like being adventurous, being free-spirited, getting out there, seeking higher knowledge, and education. This could be through travel if you want to include that. Just really open yourself up, be more open-minded, and have new experiences. That way you can expand your mind. So 8th house, Virgo Rising, 8th house. So how can you really transform yourself? Okay, this is that transformative Scorpio house. And evolve, right? That way you can, because once you do this for yourself, this will allow you to create deeper connections with other people. So ask yourself, what changes can you make to empower yourself, to heal yourself during this time? That way you can form actual meaningful relationships and not trauma bonds. You got to take care of your mind, body, and soul when it's in your 8th house. So this looks like you could even be like because you know Scorpio energy in that 8th house, they could transform your life, honey. So you could be like a transformational coach. Scorpios are very intuitive. You could be an intuitive leader. And even like, I don't know, like a wellness blogger because you're Virgo rising. Anyways, just move forward on discovering yourself. You know, dive into your deep emotions as well to see internally what it is that you want. Grab those opportunities and just allow yourself to grow and really explore and empower yourself, okay? Libra rising. This is going to be in your 7th house, right? Come on, y'all. I'm thirsty. Libra, this is your house. So this is going to be deep on relationships. This is your house. So what can you do to really build harmonious, one hand wash the other, you know, like balance, like relationships that are balanced. Now, this doesn't have to mean love relationships, but could you be looking for love in this house? You could be looking for love. Are you in search for a divine counterpart during this time? Are you ready for that? But any kind of ships that you're sailing right now, where can you bring in the balance? Check to make sure, are these toxic? Are you people pleasing? You know what I'm saying? Like, check to make sure that these are good. You know, what changes can you create within your partnerships, because it's in 7th house energy, and making sure everything's equal, making sure everything's balanced. You have like mutual support, respect, you know, look for all of those qualities and things of that nature in your relationships right now. Because if they ain't, you're probably in your southnode energy, okay? So do you even have healthy boundaries for yourself, okay? And, you know, enough respect to know your self-worth. So what does this look like when it's in 7th house? It's giving J-Lo wedding planner. It's giving relationship coach. It's giving, because you know Libra like the finer things. You could do something with design, like please someone come and change all these runway clothes. Terrible. New York fashion is bleh. You could be like a fashion stylist, just to give you some synopsis. So anyways, moving forward, seek harmony and cooperation when it comes to your relationships. It's in the 7th house, and use your diplomatic skills that you have and communicate, you know, openly and fairly, okay? Use that Libra rising energy. Scorpio rising is going to be in your 6th house. So for the most part, how can you find fulfillment in your work? How can you find fulfillment in your daily routines that you may have for yourself? What changes can you improve as far as your health? Because that's 6th house, health and services, right? Your physical well-being as well. You know, this is going to be important for you. You might have to switch up your diet. You might have to, you know, maybe do some meal planning. Even this could be pertaining to your mental well-being in the 6th house. You know, you have to maybe, I would say, operating in North Node, you might have to shape things up. What are you going to get in shape? What area of life are you going to shape up? And, you know, so that you can live a long time and, you know, like carry out whatever it is that you want to carry out in life. So what does this look like when it's in your 6th house? Well, you might turn out to be like a yoga or fitness instructor, or do Pilates, and you know, you might even be so into like you doing something for yourself as far as changing your diet and meal planning. You might end up, you know, educating other people about, you might be a whole diet consultant or something like that. I don't know. Just focus on improving yourself, having healthy habits when it's in 6th house. Because you gotta remember, guys, our Mars is being activated. All of our Mars are being activated. So having healthy habits and healthy routines for yourself, you know, just do what, you know, I would say pursue areas in life that works for you, and that really aligns with whatever it is that you're passionate about. That makes sense. Like I said, you could do this whole personal journey as far as fitness and health, and you could monetize that, turn it into a business. You know, does that make sense? Because you're so passionate about it already, why not get paid for it? This is why you guys like probably heard me. I used to do a lot of online opportunities. Whatever I was into at the time, I was like, you know, affiliate marketing or whatever the hell. That kind of looks like the same thing. This looks like you, like, let's say they have this new diet pill out, right? And you're all into diet and fitness, and you're going to be the affiliate marketer for that. And now you're so passionate about what you do, you already do it. So why not incorporate this into it and get other people to do it, and you make money on the back end of it? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how, you see how I just slid that in there real quick? So anyways, Sag Rising, this is going to be in your 5th house of creation. So how can you express your creativity and bring more happiness and joy into your life? This is your time to actually be front center stage, and, you know, even in like entertainment, maybe, right? What changes can you show to yourself? Like, what changes can you make in order to even show yourself of how creative you can get, with being unique and different, and all the knowledge and wisdom that you have, and bring that to the spotlight so that you can have new experiences, maybe inspire some other people. I feel like this is your sweet spot anyways. Really think about it, because you like to have fun anyways, and I say 5th house is like all about adventure. It's all about fun. It's all about new and getting out there. So let loose and really bring joy in your life and have some fun, Sag Rising. So for you, in the 5th house energy, if you kind of look at it being a Sag Rising, creative writing, traveling the world and having fun and entertaining, photography, movies, performing arts, acting, filming, did I say that? Dancing, singing, music, whatever that looks like for you. So just, you know, really embody this energy. I feel like while North Node's in Aries in your 5th house, you need to be embracing your creative pursuits and having a little bit of fun during this time. Engage in different activities that make you happy, and take risks and really explore new opportunities for you. Next we have Capricorn Rising. So Cap Rising, this is going to be in your 4th house, okay? So all the way up until 2025. So how can you build a strong foundation for your personal life and your emotional well-being at this time, okay? Are there any family members that you need to forgive during this time, okay? That way you can move forward, and create harmony within, you know, because that's 4th house, home and family, right? Also, what changes can you make to create stability, within your life? and nurture your inner self, because this also can mean home too, your chakras, right? So when it's in your 4th house, maybe you need to make home life your priority versus over anything outside of yourself during this time. Make home life a priority. This could look like making sure your chakras are aligning and unblocking them. You know, do you want to start a family? Do you want to have babies? So preparing yourself for all of those things. This is 4th house energy, right? As far as what you could be doing, you know, damn, Capricorn Rising, you got the money already, right? So it's kind of like, but still, 4th house, since it's dealing with home and family, you could probably tap into being a broker, a loan officer, a real estate agent. You could do home decor. Maybe you like designing and feng shuiing, you know what I mean? You could be, you know, dealing with apartments or, you know, high rises. You could be a whole like apartment manager, whatever have you, get rent for free. You know, like, I'm just giving you ideas. Anyways, just focus on your home, family life, take care of yourself, and create a supportive environment that helps you grow. Aquarius Rising. So Aquarius Rising, this is going to be in your 3rd house of communication. So Aquarius Rising. So how can you really expand your knowledge and communicate effectively in your life, whatever ideas, thoughts, and things that you have in your mind, to where you can use your throat chakra, okay, to get the things that you want? Are you being honest when you're communicating effectively with other people, when you're conversing with other people? Are you being honest with what you say? Are you even saying what you want to say? Are you being quiet? You know, you got to ask yourself these questions, okay? Because this is the time to use your throat chakra. What changes can you make to really engage with the people around you, people within your community, your loved ones, family? You know, you got to be able to open your mouth and share your unique experiences during this time in the midst of conversation. Closed mouth doesn't get fed. So what does this look like when Aries Rising can be in the 3rd house of communication? It's giving podcast host. You could even be like a songwriter. What do they call those people? That just be ghost. You could be a ghost writer, write music for people. You could just be a content writer, period. You could even help people with their social media, like have like a whole little, what do you call it, agency, like helping people thrive in social media, strategist or something like that. But anyway, just embrace your curiosity. Really seek out opportunities to learn about yourself. Utilize your throat, say what's on your mind, don't hold it in. You got to really speak, participate within yourself. That way you can grow and gain some better connections in life too. Pisces Rising. So Pisces Rising, this is going to be, excuse me, in your 2nd house. Oh, this is another cha-ching house, right? 2nd house is, you know, your material possessions and things that you value, right? So Pisces Rising, how can you develop a strong sense of self-worth, and how are you going to bring home the bacon? How are you going to bring in the stability for yourself in the 2nd house? Are you tapping into any new opportunities? Are you learning any new skill sets that's going to also bring home the bacon for yourself? Are you building a business right now? 2nd house things, right? So when it's in the 2nd house like this, you know, what changes, this is what I was saying earlier about North Node and Aries. What changes can you make, Pisces Rising, in your life to really improve your financial situation right now? What does that look like for you? Do you have any unique talents, gifts, skills that you can bring to the forefront and monetize those? Like turning your hobby into something, you know, that you can get paid for life. You know, this is that area in your house right now. So you might want to think about this one, like real deep. So this looks like in the 2nd house energy, maybe this looks like someone like crafting jewelry, right, kids? Like a jewelry store, jewelry business, or making your own things, like handcrafting stuff and selling it on Etsy or something like that. You know what I mean? I said artistic, like a jewelry designer. Yeah, you can also be like doing something with art. You could even do like the digital art stuff that they're creating, those NFTs and stuff like that. Ooh, that's a good one. Anyways, so moving forward, so building on your self-esteem, right? Knowing your morals, values, beliefs, doing that, recognizing your worth, and developing practical skills in order to contribute to your financial umbrella to bring on the bacon, bring the stability, security within your life, and that way you can grow, right? You guys, I'm gonna bust out the wheel because I'm gonna pull, we're gonna bust out the wheel. So I'm gonna do all the way from Aries to Pisces, you guys. Here we go. And I'm gonna pull from our Moonology deck. Give me a second really quick here. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Hi guys. Okay, so like I said, we're going to do all signs. And you know, since we're having these lunar node talk, I figured I'd pull out the Moonology cards just to see what comes out for you. I'm going to timestamp everything, you guys, that way you can refer back to it after the video. Give you a little bit of encouragement. We'll see what comes out as far as activating our north nodes, right? North node activated. I'm excited for you guys to hear commentary. You know, hopefully this gave you clarity when you're reading your natal chart. Let's get at it. So first time we're going to talk about, you can pertain this to your sun, moon, or rising. All right, so Aries, sun, moon, or rising. Damn, that came out quick. Show the world the real you. And that's so funny because it's, if you're an Aries rising, it's in your first house. But like I said, you can pertain this to your sun or your moon. I would say rising, to be honest with you. I would go by rising today since we're talking about rising signs. But that's just me. So yeah, this is perfect for you. Okay? And this is Aquarian energy. You know, Aquariuses are very unique, very, you know, intelligent. Maybe bring on that Aqua energy as far as the intellect and thinking outside of the box in order to get creative and really show people the real you. Okay? Taurus, sun, moon, or rising. Dang. What do you need to release? This is so funny. This is just, they're playing with me right now. Because Taurus risings, this is going to be your 12th house. And I just literally said, what do you need to let go of earlier as far as letting everything go? This is so funny. That way you can find peace and really connect with yourself. So this is really just confirmation, guys. Gemini rising. Or sun or moon. A adjustments are required. Okay, so this sounds like you could have been chilling too much in your south node as far as Gemini Rising. Gemini Rising is 11th house, so this is like you could have been too comfortable with associations right now. I need to maybe look at your circle right now and see, are they helping you grow? Are they motivating you? Are they uplifting you? Or are you just comfortable because you know what's going on with them? Because sometimes the people that you're around, you may not be able to learn from them or grow. You know what I mean? This could be a crutch. The people that you have around you could be a crutch, or they could be enabling you as far as like always helping you out. You know, being more codependent versus independent. So I like that this came out because it's gonna make you force you to kind of look and see, because it's a Gemini rising is in your 11th house. It's gonna force you to see, are your friends or people that you have around you, are they making a positive impact in your life, or are they not? Are they like-minded like you? Are you guys even into the same things? You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes the people that you have around could be holding you back. Cancer rising. Cancer rising, this is gonna be your 10th house. Ooh, win-win outcomes in the forecast, baby. I like this because this is very balanced energy. This is Libra energy at that. So having a nice balance between maybe your career, since it's going to be in your 10th house, Cancer rising, balancing, like just, or maybe it's telling you, okay, make sure you take time for yourself, make sure you take time for work. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you're fulfilled in all areas, balancing your divine feminine masculine energies. This could be even maybe balancing time with friends and family and work. You know what I'm saying? Like making sure that things are balanced. So I feel like I said, it says win-win outcomes in the forecast. 10th house, you know, putting your mark on in the world, right? Maybe things are looking up for you. You probably feel that energy as far as whatever legacy you're trying to build. Leo rising. Yeah, we're just gonna do rising. Look at that. That's so funny. And it's south node on here. It says, don't let your past hold you back. And literally, Leo rising, it's in your 9th house. Okay? So this is where you need to maybe get away from those old things that you're tapping into. Travel, get away from your environment. You know what I'm saying? Learn new things. Broaden your horizons. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you did in your past, I like this. Don't let it hold you back, aka your south node energy. Don't be chilling there. Definitely prominent for you. So maybe learn something new. You might need to learn something new. You might have been doing the same thing for years, same thing over and over, but maybe now it's time to like step it up, right? Go into north node. You already knew how to do that. You mastered that and you did it again. Like, let's do something else, right? Virgo rising. Oh, you are good enough. I like this for Virgo risings because it's going to be in your 8th house. This is like that you're going to go through a deep transformation with self on an intimate level too, especially with your connections. But as far as yourself, like knowing that you are good enough, because during this time when you're going through your own, because that's a Scorpio house, right? So transformations, having like a death and rebirth probably while north node is in Aries transiting in your 8th house right now. So it's like death to the old you, rebirthing anew. So you gotta let go. You gotta make changes to heal yourself, empower yourself, right? And knowing that you're good enough to do so. Okay, so you might have to use that Virgo energy. Like Virgo energy came out on Virgo rising. So funny. Look at the details of everything as far as the people, the music, when you're scrolling on social media, like every little thing that could be hindering you from transforming into this new person, okay? That way you can heal yourself and empower yourself and grow. Libra rising, it totally makes sense, right? That's so funny. Oh my God. Libra rising. I swear, Spirit be playing with me sometimes. That's what I feel like. Be using me. Your hard work is paying off. I like this for you, Libra rising. This is in 7th house. So you probably recognize the connections maybe that weren't working, where you were people pleasing and all that stuff. Because if this north node is transiting in your 7th house right now, and it's all about your relationships and your connections right now, you'll probably be recognizing you already knew where it was unbalanced, where you were probably buying everything and they just looked at you because you had a bag, you know what I'm saying, and not really cared about you, you know. So you'll start to see So I like this. This could be also too Capricorn wanting the finer things in life as well. And you know, it being in your 7th house, being ruled by Venus, like looking at the quality of connections that you have. You know what I'm saying? I like this, you know. I really like this. And putting work in that. You know what I mean? Like really putting the work in and not just having people around just to have people, like a Libra Rising, right? Scorpio Rising. Scorpio Rising. Ooh, you have a new romantic cycle begins. So this is going to be in your 6th house. So you might meet someone through work or whatever daily routines that you have, possibly. I don't know. You know, you might, in the midst of you know, you might be hooked on like a crush on the gym instructor or the yoga teacher or something like that. Like you might find somebody at 24 Fitness and shit. Nah. But you never know what can happen, right? I like how it's new moon, but it's also Libra energy too. Yeah. Love, things you value, material possessions. All that stuff can come in because this is going to be in your 6th house. You know, maybe getting into shape, like really loving on yourself. Balancing everything out. Balancing yourself out, right? Doing things in moderation. Sag Rising. A personal issue reaches resolution. Sag Rising, this is going to be in your 5th house. Oh, I like this that came out. And this is Cancer energy too. So it's in the house of creation right now. It's like, how are you going to express yourself? So I feel like maybe you're going to start figuring that out. You know, maybe you had an issue with maybe showing whatever it is that you're so passionate about doing as far as whatever you're creating. You're scared to bring it to the world because maybe you don't want to taint it, or maybe, I don't know, maybe you had some weird stigma with like you don't want to be in Hollywood and be famous or an influencer, but yet you want to, you know, you got to bring everything to the forefront of what you're working on because maybe this is what you want to be doing for life and get paid for it at the same time. So I like that this card kind of came out for you. How can you bring on those unique creative gifts for yourself, right? So whatever personal issues that you had with certain things, I feel like you can get over that, and this will help you to stay in creation mode, to keep creating, to keep coming here, to keep expressing yourself, to be your unique self and be proud of that, and having fun and letting loose, like not letting anything get to you, okay? Capricorn Rising. Ooh, I like this. Have faith in your dreams. And this is going to be in your 4th house of home and family, right? So if you desire to have a family, you know, mutual love and have babies, have faith in that. You might be able to get that, what you want, right? Since it's in your 4th house. As far as you building a foundation right now, how are you building your foundation within you right now? What are you working on in your personal life and your emotional well-being? Whatever you're dreaming about, you know, have faith that it's going to turn out in your favor. Okay? Like that. Aquarius Rising. I'm telling you guys, Spirit be playing with me. It's like, it's just confirmation. Look, Aquarius Rising, communication is key. It's going to be in your 3rd house of communication. What? I can't make this shit up, you guys. I swear to you. So communication is going to be key. How are you going to expand your knowledge, right? How are you going to effectively let people know what's going on in your mind? How are you going to, you have to converse with people and utilize your throat chakra. You have to speak up. You have to say it. Whether it could hurt somebody's feelings or not that you love so dearly or whatever have you have to speak up, right? Communication is definitely going to be key. And you guys don't have to take this as rising signs. You could do sun, moon. Pisces Rising. Or sun or moon. The answers you need are coming. And this is Gemini energy. So this could be more logical in your mind as far as it being in your second house of your things that you value and things of that nature right now. How are you building a business, and you know what I'm saying? Like, where should you be going? Where should you put your time and energy into? Or how you're going about things. Whatever this looks like for you, your answers could be coming in the form of whatever you're thinking about. You got to think Gemini is ruled by Mercury, so your thoughts, you know, maybe even through amidst conversations that you're having, you know, confirmations as far as, you know, this could look like, oh, you got the job, or oh, we're giving you your LLC or your reseller's license, or you know what I'm saying, anything that pertains to second house, any energy. This could be a new opportunity, a new business, you know what I'm saying? So whatever answers you're looking for is coming. Okay? All right, guys, so that's it. I'm going to go ahead and end it. I'm going to do timestamps, you guys. What time is it? Yeah, I'm going to do timestamps on the video that you guys can refer back to certain sections. I love all of you. Stay safe. And make sure you smash that subscribe button and click the button next to it. That way you guys are notified every time I go live.